grab your backpacks, sharpen your pencils or swords, and get ready because All of Us Are Dead is finally coming back. I've been waiting so long to say this, and now I finally can. Season 2 is officially on the way. So here's everything we know so far, from casting and storyline updates to all the little Easter eggs Season 1 left behind. Let's dive in, shall we? So if you've been waiting around for All of Us Are Dead Season 2, you're definitely not alone. The zombie apocalypse K-drama made a huge splash when it dropped on Netflix in early 2022. It was fresh, emotional, and had that perfect mix of horror, teenage drama, and social commentary. And let's be real, zombies in high school, that combo practically sells itself. No surprise then that Netflix quickly gave it the green light for a second season. But here's the catch. It's been a long time since that renewal, and fans are still waiting for updates. What exactly is going on with Season 2? Well, it's a bit of a roller coaster, and we're going to break it all down. To backtrack a bit, the series is based on a webtoon by Joo Dong-geun and takes place in a fictional Korean city called Hyosan. It follows a bunch of students trying to survive after their science teacher accidentally kicks off a full-blown zombie outbreak. The first season did a great job mixing classic zombie horror with the drama and heart that fans of K-dramas love. Think Train to Busan meets High School Musical, but way bloodier with a lot more screaming. Add in the success of Korean series like Squid Game, and it's no wonder All of Us Are Dead turned into a global phenomenon for Netflix. That success pretty much guaranteed a renewal. But here's the frustrating part. Even though Netflix renewed it way back in 2022, things hit a bit of a standstill. Fans were expecting some juicy updates, maybe even a trailer or just some behind-the-scenes photos, but instead, crickets. And although there's finally a bit of forward momentum for now, it's taken a while to get there. So even though the hype is still alive, the long delay could mean Season 2 has some serious work to do to win back everyone's attention. Now let's talk about what we do know. As of early 2025, Netflix announced its big upcoming lineup of Korean dramas. But if you scanned that list looking for All of Us Are Dead, you'd be disappointed because it was nowhere to be found. That absence kind of says it all. While nothing's been officially cancelled, and we do know production is scheduled to begin sometime in 2025, it seems very unlikely the show will hit screens this year. That means fans are probably looking at a 2026 release at the earliest. So what's going on with production? Well, after the first season wrapped in January 2022, Netflix quickly dropped a teaser video featuring the main cast. And yes, that included Yoon Chan-young, who plays Chong-san. And if you remember how Season 1 ended, that raised a lot of eyebrows because didn't he die? Or did he? That teaser was the last big update we got for a while. Since then, the timeline has gotten murkier and murkier. Netflix hasn't been super clear on when filming will actually start, just that it's supposed to kick off sometime in 2025. But no confirmed filming dates, no set photos, no sneak peeks. It's all been very hush-hush. As far as the cast goes, a bunch of familiar faces from Season 1 are expected to return. Park Ji-hoo will be back as Nam Won-jo, the big-hearted girl next door who was a central figure in the first season. Then there's Chong-san, played by Yoon Chan-young, whose fate is still very much up in the air. Sure, he was last seen falling during a massive explosion, but since he appeared in that teaser video, fans are hopeful. Cho Yi-hyun will likely return as class president Namra, the sharp and reserved Hambi that's half human, half zombie if you're new here. And of course, we've got Lomon returning as Lee Soo-hyuk, the reformed bad boy who stepped up big time when things got messy. Now let's dive into the story, because Season 1 left behind a whole pile of loose ends just waiting to be tied up. First and foremost is the whole "is Chong-san really dead?" question. Even though we watched him make a heroic sacrifice, there was no actual body shown, and in zombie shows, that usually means one thing: don't count them out just yet. Plus, with the emotional connection between Chong-san and Anjo, bringing him back could stir up a lot of drama and maybe even hope if it's done right. Then there's Namra, who by the end of Season 1 had accepted her new reality as a Hambi. She chose to stay away from her surviving friends to protect them, but hinted that there were others like her out there. So it's pretty likely that Season 2 will explore this hidden Hambi community and how they're surviving outside the quarantine zone. And honestly, that opens up all kinds of fascinating storytelling possibilities. Speaking of quarantine, the government's role in this whole mess is probably going to take center stage too. They've shown a big interest in studying the origins of the virus, and let's just say their track record with ethics hasn't been stellar. So it wouldn't be surprising if we see more of the darker side of their experiments, especially with characters like Unji. Now, Unji is another character whose fate was left pretty open-ended. She started out as a bullied student who nearly took her own life, but then the outbreak hit. After getting bitten, she didn't die. Instead, she became one of the first Hambies. Her transformation was fueled by anger and pain, and instead of succumbing to the virus, she somehow gained control over it. That made her incredibly dangerous and also very tragic. Toward the end of Season 1, the military captured Unji after she attacked a fellow student. They discovered she was infected and locked her up for experimentation. But in the finale, her cell was mysteriously empty. That's one of the juiciest cliffhangers the show left us with, and it'll be a huge waste not to bring her back in Season 2. Whether she's out for revenge or trying to understand what she's become, she's too important to just disappear off screen. Unji could also shake things up for the other Hambies. While Namra is trying to keep her zombie urges under control, Unji might take the opposite route. Imagine her embracing her new identity and becoming a kind of dark mirror to Namra. Now that would be an interesting showdown. With the show likely exploring the broader Hambi world in Season 2, Unji could easily be a wild card that nobody sees coming. Now, some fans might worry that bringing back characters like Chong-san and Unji could cheapen the impact of Season 1. After all, this was a show where no one felt safe. Every episode had brutal losses, and the tension was part of what made it so gripping. But here's the thing. It's totally possible to bring them back in ways that don't erase their sacrifices. Chong-san, for example, could return changed physically, mentally, maybe even as a Hambi himself. It wouldn't undo what happened, it would just add another layer to it. And remember, even though Season 1 ended with a bang, literally, the world of All of Us Are Dead is still full of potential. The virus is out there. The government is getting more aggressive. The Hambis are learning to adapt. The students who survived are dealing with the trauma of everything they went through. So there's no shortage of directions the story can go in. Whether it leans more into horror, thriller, or even political drama, there's still a lot to unpack. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.